Hey everyone, it's Kestrel Rose with the Hiking Massage Therapist. So you may guess that by looking around, I've changed locations. I decided after spending about a week at home that, I'm just very sensitive to the heat and I didn't want to continue hiking and possibly, die of heat exhaustion or heat stroke, because it just seemed like I was overheating all the time and I was not enjoying myself. I was having to wear full clothing and cover everything up and a bug net, and the mosquitoes, they really don't seem like a big deal if you just have to deal with a few, but when you have hundreds surrounding you all the time, it becomes a little bit of a mental, just mentally too much. I definitely had a bit of a breakdown between the heat and those two things, and it was just getting irrational and not loving what I was doing. So I made the decision to come to the Oregon coast, and I have lived on the Oregon coast a couple of times, and it is one of the most beautiful areas I have ever been in. And I just thought, if there's a great time to hike the Oregon coast, then it's the summertime, because the rest of the year it's pouring rain all the time. So I thought, hey, I'm sure to see lots of mushrooms, different plants and berries, and remind myself why I love being outside. Also to show all of you all of this beautiful nature, and to help appreciate it with my my workout here. So I really hope that that's understandable, but there is a saying in the hiking world, and it's hike your own hike. And what that means is you get to decide what your particular goals are and whether you succeeded or whether you failed. So if everything goes well here and I don't get too homesick, which is entirely possible, I am going to go back to the Pacific Crest Trail later this year, probably the middle of September, and start where I left off, because I think the weather will be better. Also be seeing a lot more mushrooms because it'll be going into fall time, and hopefully like I said, the temperature won't be affecting me too much. Plus there's a couple of fires down there that is causing really bad air quality. I think it's pretty high, like 160 today. It was 180 yesterday, and it's just not good for your lungs, and maybe that's also why I was having a hard time breathing. I don't know. All I know is that definitely was very difficult for me to keep going on the PCT. And I love the PCT, but you have to be careful of your health and your body, and it's really important when you're outside, to just also be careful, not to do things that might cause you to get injured. So I made that decision, and I'm pretty darn happy with it. What I'm doing, it's called the Oregon Coast Trail, and I don't think, I have some maps downloaded, but I don't think it's one set trail. It's more like a collection of trails, and you make your way down the coast. And so that's what I'm doing, and it's pretty great. So, and I hiked from the northernmost point of Oregon that I could get to, and they have the other part of that fenced off, so I can't go any further than that. The northern part of Oregon I can get to. That's it. Check out that over there. I'm going to Gearhart to stay with one of my friends. I have lived on the Oregon coast before, so I have a few friends over here, and they're willing to give me a place to stay the night, and it's really good to see them. Always good to see old friends. It looks like this part of it is restricted, so I might have to go out to the beach. Definitely don't want to be doing that. So, all right. Guess we're gonna go this way. All right. So, not to the script right now. The ocean is really beautiful, but the sun hasn't come out today. But look what I found. Tiny little sand dollar. That's neat. Well, I've been walking on the beach a while, and it's about ready to be high tide, so not as big of a deal in the summertime, but wanted to like be in the forest, all these beautiful Sitka spruces, and seeing if I find any mushrooms. That would be cool. This area is actually known for a very famous mushroom called flying saucers. Very illegal to pick those. So if you ever get to this area, know that there are serious consequences if you are caught doing that, and to be careful. You want to make sure that you're not breaking the laws, right? All right, let's go. So I am right here, and I'm headed down. I'm not going to take the dune trail. I'm actually going to go through the forest all the way this way, and then I'm going to be going this way and around Coffinberry Lake. Then I might have to go out to the beach again. We'll see what happens. So this part's pretty civilized, but that's all right. Now I'm gonna run into parts that aren't, for sure. But being so near Seaside and Cannon Beach, a lot of stuff is paved. Guess I'm going back to the beach. Mosquitoes on the forest trail seem to be a bit more aggressive. And on the beach, the wind's blowing, so I don't need to worry about that. And I can just walk in peace. So this is called Shipwreck Beach. And I'm sure that you can see why. It looks like we got a bunch of people here this morning blowing some bubbles. Big old bubbles. Hi, big boy. So I just got told by a gentleman driving by that Camp Rylea might be doing a live fire exercise up here. So I may have to get off the beach again and back into the mosquitoes, but I guess I'll find out. So I started hiking down the beach, and I met some soldiers with the army, just about 5-6 miles down, and apparently they're from Camp Rylea.
We have a range. The range shoots from the east to the west.
Okay.
And so no rounds should be coming this way, but for safety, we pack extra safety precautions on everything.
Okay.
So we block off about a mile of the beach where all the ranges are at, just to prevent anyone from passing through.
Right. And that's why I need to wait.
Yep.
Just make sure I'm
About
safe.
the top of every hour, we'll let traffic roll through, ceasefire and everything, let them get through the other side.
Awesome. Thanks for explaining that. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
They told me I needed to go up towards the road. And so I went up the beach and went towards the road, and then I decided to take a shortcut. Don't recommend taking shortcuts. Stick to the trails, and then you won't have what happened to me happen to you. So I ended up, I'm like wearing shorts for the first time in my hike because I'm not getting eaten alive. And anyways, cutting through that bush just literally cut my legs to absolute ribbons. I have scratches and cuts all over them. I was bleeding from, at least 3 different places. So trying to avoid that gun line, I decided to cut through the grasses, only I apparently was cutting through a jungle, and then I got completely turned around. And look at my poor legs. Yeah,
I scraped the crap out of myself, and now a deer fly is trying to bite the crap out of me. So, you know, first part of this hike went great. Now I'm trying to avoid getting more injured and bitten by a deer fly. Anyways, this is the lesson with this is stay on the trail. Don't think you can cut to save some time. You might get completely turned around and scratched to hell and back. And then avoiding the frickin' flies.
And, you know, somehow I got turned around and ended up on the military installation, Camp Rylea, and I couldn't figure out how to get out. There was like a fence everywhere I went to and a sign saying, do not enter, authorized personnel only. And so like I even tried to call the base because I had a cell reception to let them know, hey, I'm stuck here. I don't want to be here. I'm accidentally here. Help me get off. But nobody was answering the phone. Eventually though, I did run across a couple of soldiers who were able to help me get escorted to the front gate. They offered me medical care. They were just fabulous as far as it goes.
So I just got escorted off of a military base, but man, that was way more of an adventure than I intended. I am now on Highway 101. That's tons of fun.
Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later and gotta get moving. Ooh. Oh yeah, check out these legs. Look how burned they are. You can't see the scratches, but just owie McFowie. All right, peace out. Mwah.